A lot of times when people find out that I am a photographer, what they will say to me is they'll say, "That's cool. I wish that I were more creative." Hi, I'm Emmett and welcome to my channel. Perhaps you have felt this way at some point, maybe even while watching some of my videos. But here's the thing about creativity. Everyone has the ability to be creative. You see, creativity is not some innate ability that some people have and some people don't. And it's not something that you buy. It is a skill just like any other skill. So if you were to say to me, "I wish I were more creative," what I would ask you is, what is stopping you? For a lot of people, I think what's stopping them is that they're expecting that one day they're going to just roll out of bed, wake up, and they're going to find that they've turned into the next Ansel Adams. Or perhaps it's that they think that since they weren't born as Ansel Adams, they can't be a great photographer. For other people, I think it's their gear that's holding them back. Not that you have to have really nice gear to be creative, but that they think that they have to have the best camera or the best paintbrushes or the best gear in whatever their medium of choice is in order to start doing artistic things. And then finally, for a third group of people, I think that it's fear of failure. Maybe they've taken some pictures in the past and they didn't like the way that they came out, and so they just gave up on the whole process. A lot of people want to be creative, they want to be good artists, but they're not really willing to put themselves out there, try being creative, and most likely be bad at it for a while. Or else maybe they think that since they aren't magically good at creativity, that it's not for them and they can't ever be creative. But here's the thing about creativity. Like I said, it's just a normal skill. Now, some skills are going to come more naturally to some people than others. And people will talk about sort of, left and right brain dominance and, logic versus art, personality types, and so forth. And they put forward these preferences as if logic and art are somehow at odds with one another, but they're really not. Let's put it this way, right? So I am right-handed, but if you were to ask me specifically to do something with my left hand, I could, right? It might feel a little bit awkward at first, but as I practiced it and got better with it, it would start to feel more natural. In fact, when I'm driving, my left hand is the one that's primarily doing the steering. It's the dominant steering hand, while my right hand is more focused on working the gear shifter as needed, right? So similarly, I am both a software developer, which is very logical, and I'm a photographer, which is very artistic. So logic and art are not at odds with one another. They're not somehow mutually exclusive. You don't have to be one of them or the other. So if you aren't creative, then how can you become creative? Well, the answer to that is very simple. Get out and start creating. You're not going to magically start to feel creative one day. You don't need any fancy equipment to get started, and it's okay not to be very good at it at first. But as you start creating, I promise you that you are going to find that you are a lot more creative than you think that you are now. You'll start to learn new skills, you'll start to have new ideas, and pretty soon you're going to start feeling that creativity flowing. And as you're going through this process, don't be too hard on yourself. Not only don't be too hard on yourself as a beginner, but don't be too hard on yourself on down the road as well. You do, of course, want to, be growing in your art and, trying to be better at things, but at the same time you want to enjoy the process and recognize the things that are actually really good about your work, because that is what's going to encourage you to keep on going, to keep creating new things, which in turn is going to make you better at it and more creative. So creativity is not magic. If you want to be more creative, then the answer for that is just to go out and start being creative, to practice it and to get better, because creativity leads to more creativity. If you put yourself out there and create, pretty soon you'll find that you are creative. Plus, you'll have had some fun and cool experiences along the way, and you'll have made something lovely in the process. So that is all for this video, guys, and if this video did inspire you, not only hit the like button on your way out, but go out there and do something creative. Thank you, as always, so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.